Hello guys, welcome back to our anime explainer. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of upcoming episode of Swallowed Star based on novel. So let's start. The weak Undying, together with Luo Feng and Saibo Wa, was stunned after seeing this. The Thousand Treasure River was only a reflection of a river that cast a shadow on the stars, which was why it looked blurry. However, Sky Wolf Palace could only barely resist its mighty power. That is the first time I have ever seen Thousand Treasure River, the Blue Night side. It is indeed forceful and unstoppable. According to the legend, Thousand Treasure River is made up of 1,000 invaluable treasures, and if it was dismantled, it would become 1,000 individual invaluable treasures. Dismantle? Who could do that? Said the Purple Knight. The birth of this river is for the treasures to strengthen each other. Each of the treasure has its flaws and is only as powerful as an ordinary top-tier treasure. Only assembling them into the Thousand Treasure River can make the invulnerable treasure that roams the universe. You have never seen how the primal chaos city leader slaughters other creatures. This is only an body of him. His original body is more powerful than this. I've heard of it before, the Blue Knight said as he nodded. Primal Chaos City Leader. One of the bodies sits in the primal universe and the other in the original one, taking charge of the virtual universe company. And the strongest original is meant for killing. Luo Feng couldn't hear the conversation between the Blue Knight and the Purple Knight. How powerful my teacher is, muttered Luo Feng. And this is only one of his bodies. Luo Feng looked at the boundless projection of the river and Master of Sky Wolf, who was struggling to control Sky Wolf Palace inside the project. Luo Feng admired his teacher even more. Teacher Mountain Sitting Guest thinks that I can become a universe master and utilize Star Tower in the future, even surpass the Primal Chaos City Leader in the future. Thought Luo Feng, filled with aspiration. The Primal Chaos City Leader could annihilate everything within several square light years, with a snap of his fingers. A gigantic figure that was 10,000 kilometers tall walked on the waves of the river toward him with a huge stone stick. Master of Sky Wolf, said the figure. It is outrageous for you to kill my human student. What is that? Gasped Luo Feng. He was thrilled. This was the first time he had seen the other body of his teacher. It was 6,000 miles tall and silvery white. There were 1,000 antennas on its head, and the eyes looked tranquil. He walked on the waves barefoot and held a rugged stick. Only a seemingly ordinary shirt was covering the body, whereas the sound of the treasures on the shirt echoed. Each thread of the shirt looked like a running river. Is this a special life? Luo Feng knew that it was a special life, as there were no clans in the human race that looked like this. What's more, it was 6,000 miles tall. If it wasn't originally this tall, enlarging one's size would only make it weaker. This is the Primal Chaos City Leader. Saibo Wa was dazed and had to reluctantly admit that the Primal Chaos City Leader was indeed more forceful than the leader of its clan. Saibo Wa glanced at Luo Feng. He is able to bring the Primal Chaos City Leader here. When the Primal Chaos City Leader walked toward everyone with the rugged stick in his hand and Thousand Treasure shirt on his body, Master of Sky Wolf did look comparatively inferior. Primal Chaos City Leader, you think so highly of this human that you come here by yourself, Master of Sky Wolf said. Didn't you come for this little one here? The Primal Chaos City Leader asked, looking at the tiny white Sky Wolf. There was no comparison between their sizes, but they were at least equally forceful. As for the Blue Knight and the Purple Knight, they became the insignificant parts of the conversation, and were overlooked by both the Primal Chaos City Leader and the Master. As for Luo Feng and Saibo Wa, they were less than negligible. I didn't come here with a purpose. Master of Sky Wolf suddenly looked to Luo Feng. You, on the other hand, gave this human an invaluable treasure. Luo Feng was startled. An invaluable treasure. He possesses an invaluable treasure. Saibo Wa was stupefied and looked to Luo Feng. What? The Purple Knight and the Blue Knight said, also looking toward Luo Feng in shock. This was new information for them. Let me check, Master of Sky Wolf said in a hoarse voice. Blade River Emperor. Interesting. I can't believe a Sector Lord is able to disguise himself as an Undying with the invaluable treasure and garner such a reputation. This student you have is nothing like the fallen Kudai. Let's see which invaluable treasure he possesses. According to the information, Blade River Emperor is incredibly rapid, so I assume this wing is his invaluable treasure. Am I right, Primal Chaos City Leader? The Purple Knight, the Blue Knight, and Saibo Wa were all dumbfounded. Sector Lord. He was only a Sector Lord. He can escape from Silver Eye as merely a Sector Lord. Saibo Wa was bewildered. It must be the invaluable treasure, which makes him so powerful. Impressive, indeed, said the Purple Knight. He can be this mighty as only a Sector Lord and earn such fame, said the Blue Knight. No wonder Mountain Sitting Guest values him this much. The Purple Knight and the Blue Knight sighed. They would also definitely aspire to get the invaluable treasure if they had known Luo Feng had one, but they wouldn't have actually had the guts to take it by force. Luo Feng was in shock. He looked at Master of Sky Wolf and thought, Teacher Mountain Sitting Guest is right. I do have 3 invaluable treasures, the Tower Pearl, Star Map, and Showu Wing, respectively. However, I've never shown them in front of the Master, and the powerful creatures shouldn't be able to recognize them unless I wield their powers. Does he suspect it simply because I'm so fast? This Master of Sky Wolf is perceptive, indeed. The invaluable treasure can only trick the knights. Luo Feng recalled how Put and Teacher Mountain Sitting Guest were able to see his real identity as a Sector Lord. The invaluable treasure wasn't as effective at concealing the aura. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The Primal Chaos City Leader said, an ordinary invaluable treasure is nothing, and of course I'll give it to the juniors of my race who have great potential. This is how the supreme beings are made. Do you know why we of the human race have less undying than the demon race, yet we have more supreme undying? It is because we're willing to give while you are not. Will you, as Master of Sky Wolf, be willing to give this little one an invaluable treasure? Saibo Wa was thrilled. An invaluable treasure. Could it really get an invaluable treasure? It couldn't help glancing at the Master, but then it looked down instantly. The invaluable treasure could only be rewarded by the Master, and Saibo Wa could never ask for it directly. Everyone knows you humans prospered because of the virtual universe, Master of Sky Wolf roared. And it's not your business to tell me how to train my descendants. I'm done talking to you now. He finished and brought Saibo Wa into the palace. The Primal Chaos City Leader burst into laughter, which permeated the Thousand Treasure River, and made the Sky Wolf Palace tremble. Master of Sky Wolf growled and flew away, entering the dark universe after hitting light speed. Apparently, within the power range of the river, Master of Sky Wolf couldn't teleport himself even with the palace. This Sky Wolf is still so reckless. The Primal Chaos City Leader shook his head and looked to the 2 knights. Thank you for taking care of my student for the past 2,000 years, he said. Then he vanished together with Luo Feng and the river. Thank us, the Blue Knight said, a bit dazed. I heard that the Primal Chaos City Leader was belligerent, but now he thanks us. Why is he so good-tempered? Good-tempered? The Purple Knight sneered. You only say that because you've never seen how the Primal Chaos City Leader slaughtered before. The Master dared to speak only because he was innately reckless, but did you realize he fled after only saying a few words? Among the 5 forces of the human race, the virtual universe company is as powerful as the battle-axe Colosseum. Do you really think the primal chaos city leader can control the entire virtual universe by being good-tempered? How can his original be famous for slaughtering if he's good-tempered? The blue knight blinked. Be careful, the purple knight said. The most powerful of the 6 peak races were all ruthless, and they can destroy us in the blink of an eye if necessary. I get it. The blue knight nodded. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. Inside the primal secret region. After 1 god country transport and a million light-year teleportation, the primal chaos city leader arrived at one of the many secret regions of the human race, the primal secret region. The primal chaos city leader jumped up with the 1,000 treasure shirt and turned into a boundless river, surrounding the stars and the palaces. The river, Luo Feng said. He looked at the stars and couldn't see the end of the river. The 1,000 treasure river can transform into everything, and this river is its original look. The primal chaos city leader pointed at it. Luo Feng, the reason that I could intimidate the master is this river. And an invaluable treasure like this is the cornerstone of our race. You are a man with luck. Perhaps you will be able to get an invaluable treasure like this in the future. I'll try my best, Luo Feng answered. The primal chaos city leader smiled and said, then I'll wait and see. 1,000 Treasure River was a top-tier invaluable treasure, and even most of the masters of the universe couldn't obtain treasures like this. The primal chaos city leader was just saying this to encourage Luo Feng, instead of actually expecting him to get a top-tier invaluable treasure. Perhaps you don't know, teacher, but I've already had 2 invaluable treasures, thought Luo Feng, one of which being Force Armor, and its 1,000 treasure rivers equal. As for Star Tower, it's one of the most powerful invaluable treasures in the entire universe. The primal chaos city leader shrunk to the size of Luo Feng from a planet-sized giant. Luo Feng, there's something I need to ask you, the primal chaos city leader said. But the choice is yours. Please, teacher, Luo Feng answered. Beside the river and the palaces, they started to talk. Truyang Emperor is also your teacher, and that's why I need to tell you more about him, the primal chaos city leader said gradually and calmly. As a matter of fact, Truyang Emperor's also practicing on the path of Beast God. What? Luo Feng was dazed. There are a few powerful ones on that path, but they all kept it as a secret, the primal chaos city leader explained. The most talented ones of your generation, like you and 7-Blade Emperor, are all following the path of Beast God. However, Beast Gods belong to Ancestral God School, whose existence is a top secret in the universe, and thus people who train themselves following the path of Beast all keep in as a secret, and so do you. Luo Feng nodded. Only a small number of people knew that Luo Feng was following the path of Beast God. I told you this because your teacher, Truyang Emperor, is following the branch of Soil and Space, the primal chaos city leader said. Soil and Space. Luo Feng said with shock. The Beast God inheritance token he just obtained was of Soil and Space. You're a smart person, and you must have guessed what I mean. The primal chaos city leader looked at the boundless 1,000 treasure river and said. 7-Blade Emperor got a token from our race before. Given your potential, you'll also get one when you officially become an undying. On the contrary, he continued, your teacher Truyang Emperor is not as talented as you. He only became an invincible emperor by training for an extraordinarily long time, and getting instructions from other powerful ones within our race. It's impossible for him to get a token from the race. He filed an application before, but the race has never granted him any approval, and thus, he can only earn the token himself. However, the tokens are some of the scarcest resources in the universe, and one can only find them by luck, with which a sector lord can obtain one by accident. But without luck, a universe knight can't find one even if he were to comb every inch of the universe. The primal chaos city leader looked at Luo Feng. The resources in our race belong to all the humans. Although there are countless treasures, they must be granted to the most talented, and it must be subject to all the seniors' discretion. But now, there's a way to help your teacher. I bet you already understand what I mean, the primal chaos city leader continued. You can give the token to your teacher directly. Your teacher is going to the land of inheritance now, and it's a huge opportunity for him, as he might become a universe knight. He might also fail since he's far less talented than you or Seven-Blade Emperor. You two are almost his rivals by such a short time of training. I'm willing to give it to my teacher, Luo Feng answered without any hesitation. He had to pay True Yang Emperor back. I'll get the token anyway when I become an Undying, he thought. All I need to do is wait. Once my third body comes into being, I'll become an Undying. However, my teacher has already waited for an eternity. A small time of waiting in exchange for a huge opportunity for my teacher is totally worth it. You've made up your mind already. No regrets. The primal chaos city leader looked to Luo Feng. No, I won't regret it, Luo Feng said, nodding sternly. Great. The primal chaos city leader nodded. Now, you'll give the token to your teacher. However, you don't necessarily have to wait to become an Undying to go to the land of inheritance. I'll file an application for you. Normally, you'll be granted one after entering the Undying level, but I believe Master of Sky Wolf will make the news of Blade River Emperor public. Master of Sky Wolf. Luo Feng was dazed. Yes, said the primal chaos city leader. Blade River Emperor is a sector lord. He will definitely let everyone know and will polish the story. Once it's made known, lots of the peak races will have their eyes on you and try to assassinate you. The primal chaos city leader sighed. The human race will know, too. Your identity as Blade River Emperor is only known to few, but it will change soon, he continued. I'll use it as an excuse to file an application for the inheritance token for you. Since you're already as powerful as Seven-Blade Emperor, you're already qualified to enter the land of inheritance. The primal chaos city leader smiled. Although that's a place of danger, it only comes from the competition within our race, as nobody from the other races will dare to assassinate you in the sacred land of Ancestral God School. That's why I think the token will be granted. However, I can't be 100% sure. After all, they are the resources of the entire human race, and all I'm in charge of is the virtual universe company. The seniors might veto it, since only the Undying were able to enter it before. I'll say you're more likely to succeed than to fail. Thank you, teacher, Luo Feng said. He truly appreciated the help. There would still be grudges between siblings. Hence, normally, there were hidden competitions between the 5 powers of the human race. It would be conceivably difficult, as the resources didn't only belong to the primal chaos city leader. The more powerful and famous you are, the easier it is for me to apply for the resources, the primal chaos city leader said with a smile. He was content looking at Luo Feng. Although he already knew Luo Feng's personality, by experience, he was joyful when he saw Luo Feng's willingness to give the token to True Yang Emperor without any doubts. Apparently, Luo Feng knew how to show gratitude. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Blade River Emperor was only a sector lord. The news was like a thunder and shocked all the powerful creatures. It spread like wildfire, and lots of the powerful ones of the human race knew about it within the day. People everywhere in the Hong Alliance city were talking about it. Blade River Emperor is a sector lord. He was able to kill a peak emperor. And now, people are saying he's only a sector lord. How is it possible for a sector lord to be so mighty? It's outrageous. It must be fake. It's real. Both the demon race and the automation race have already found out about it, and they've already offered bounties for killing this Blade River Emperor. If he is indeed a sector lord, why were so many powerful ones unable to distinguish him? The auras between a sector lord and an undying are totally different. They said Blade River Emperor obtained an invaluable treasure, which conceals his true identity. Invaluable treasure. Blade River Emperor has an invaluable treasure. That can even set universe knights crazy. Asterisk 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 asterisk. It was madness. The news that Blade River Emperor is a sector lord and that Blade River Emperor had an invaluable treasure made a plethora of powerful ones jealous. One could tell how tempting an invaluable treasure was by the sound and fury Sealing Star resulted in. If Blade River Emperor is a sector lord, who is he exactly? He's even more unimaginable than the legendary Kudai. Perhaps it's Luo Feng, as is the most powerful sector lord of the human race, and has already passed the sector lord level Sky Mountain. I don't think it's Luo Feng. Instead, it might be a super talent who has been undercover all the time. And this talent is even stronger than both Kudai and Luo Feng, and that's why they've kept it as a secret and given him an invaluable treasure to conceal it. Where did all the talents come from? Luo Feng is already the genius of our time. Maybe this Blade River Emperor is one of the most talented of the human race and is even mightier than Kudai and Luo Feng. I still think it's Luo Feng. It's impossible for such a genius to stay anonymous. Within the boundless universe and hundreds of millions of races, most of the creatures had heard the news of Blade River Emperor. They also knew that Blade River Emperor belonged to the human race, but they couldn't be sure who he really was. Lots of people thought it was Luo Feng because, based on all they knew, only Luo Feng had such potential. Dad, are you the Blade River Emperor? Some of the superfamilies within our Ganwu universe also talk about this Blade River Emperor during businesses. I've heard of some of the news and guessed it was you. In the 9-star bay of Black Dragon Island, Luo Feng was having meals with his family. I also heard of it, Shushin said. Don't interrogate me, Luo Feng said. Luo Ping and Luo Hai smiled, because their father would have denied it if it weren't true. Dad, you're awesome. Luo Hai said, opening his eyes wide. Remember not to tell anyone, Luo Feng said as he glanced at his sons. We know, said Luo Ping. We know how serious it is, Luo Hai answered with excitement. Although Blade River Emperor was yet to become the most powerful one in the universe, he had already garnered widespread fame, and his name would be in history forever. Wasn't that what they wanted? Fame. This is only the beginning of my rise, thought Luo Feng. I'll only become stronger since I'm on the edge now. And the demon race, you'll lose in the end. Inside, the ancient Chaos City was peaceful as always. 3 purple messengers were walking on the street and reached Truyang Emperor's house. It's the purple messengers of the primal Chaos City leader. The purple messengers are here. The most frequently seen messengers normally wore black. Some of the students in Truyang Emperor's house were startled, as they'd rarely seen the arrival of purple messengers. They knew something significant had happened. Go, tell the teacher. After only a short while, Truyang Emperor came out and greeted them himself. He was also baffled. 3 purple messengers are here, he said. 1 black messenger is enough, normally. What's the point of sending 3 purple messengers here? Congratulations, Truyang Emperor. The tallest messenger laughed. Congratulations. The other 2 purple knights laughed along. Why do you congratulate me? Come, sit inside. Truyang Emperor led the 3 messengers into the hall, and several students served some wine and fruits. They left after duty, as they knew they were not supposed to meddle with some major issues. That left only the three messengers and Truyang Emperor in the hall. "It's such great news." The tall messenger beamed and brought out a metal box. "What's so mysterious?" Truyang Emperor took and opened it. There was a hexagonal stone tablet inside, on which was sculpted a roaring beast god. Truyang Emperor was dazed, and his hand started to tremble. He picked up the stone tablet, and his eyes turned red. He caressed this tablet, as if he were worried that it was a phantom. His voice faltered as he said, "Beast God Inheritance Token." "It's the Beast God Inheritance Token. For such a long time, practically forever, I've always wanted it." Truyang Emperor's body trembled. "Now, I've finally got the chance." Finally. He was stuck at the last step, for what felt like an infinite amount of time. Although the token could help him greatly, it was almost impossible to get one. The tokens were extremely rare in the universe, as they represented the most special inheritance of ancestral god school. Perhaps there were only a few of each type of the tokens within the human race, and the race needed to prepare for the potential peerless talents in the future. The tokens would only be granted under few circumstances. He couldn't make the final breakthrough if he didn't get the token. It was indeed only one step, but it was like a chasm, separating countless emperors from universe knights. "Thank you, Primal Chaos City Leader." Truyang Emperor kneeled with excitement. "Thank you, seniors. I'll strive to become a universe knight and live up to the expectations." "Please, get up." The tall messenger helped Truyang Emperor to his feet. "The race rewarded with a token." Truyang Emperor was thrilled. "It's not from the race. It's from your student Luo Feng." "Luo Feng?" Truyang Emperor was stupefied. "Yes, your student Luo Feng," the tall messenger continued. "I was serving the Primal Chaos City Leader in the Primal Secret region. The Primal Chaos City Leader asked us to come here directly and give this to you. As for Luo Feng, he's still with the Primal Chaos City Leader in the Primal Secret region." "How did he get the token?" Truyang Emperor suddenly had complicated feelings. "My student was also following the path of Beast God, and he could certainly trade this token for another. Why did he give this to me?" No matter how close the relationship between the teacher and the student, the powerful ones would do everything in their power to improve themselves. Giving the insignificant ones to their teachers could be regarded as gratitude. "Truyang Emperor, you have a great student. We won't stay for long, as we need to go back and report," the tall messenger said. "We'll escort ourselves out." The three messengers left. Truyang Emperor was both exhilarated and anxious. Even though he had desired the token for so long, he felt like it was too much. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Truyang Emperor connected to the virtual universe and sent 10 emails to Luo Feng before coming to Luo Feng's manor in Yuseong Mountain. "Luo Feng," Truyang Emperor shouted, which baffled all the servants and the guards. "Teacher." Luo Feng soon got out of the hall. "Come with me." Truyang Emperor grabbed Luo Feng and entered the hall. Truyang Emperor couldn't wait to yell, "Where did you get the token? Did you get it from our race? Don't you know how important it is to you? You're following the path of Beast God yourself. How could you just give it up and hand it in to your teacher? I'll be restless knowing you've traded your future for mine. And you know if I can't be tranquil, I might fail even if I enter the land of inheritance." "Please relax, teacher," Luo Feng said. "I got it myself instead of getting it from my race." "You got it yourself?" Truyang Emperor was startled. It was not so easy to get one. Once other powerful ones found it, they would use their godly power to penetrate it and discern how important it was. Usually, they would just hand it into their race. That was how most of the tokens were held by the races. It's true. I obtained it by myself. Luo Feng said. Just think about this. I gave this to you in the hands of the Primal Chaos City leader. If I actually got it from our race, the Primal Chaos City leader wouldn't allow me to do so. That makes sense. True Yang Emperor nodded his head. The Primal Chaos City leader won't let you be reckless. Just use it now, teacher, Luo Feng continued. It's not difficult for me to get a token from our race. You'll definitely be valued by our race based on your potential, and you're more than qualified to get the token. Even the Seven-Blade Emperor, who is less talented than you, could get one. True Yang Emperor nodded his head and frowned. However, you need to become an Undying to get the token, and that's going to take a long time. Please don't worry about that, teacher. Luo Feng smiled. Did you forget that I'm Blade River Emperor, teacher? I'm already powerful enough to get one, and the Primal Chaos City leader will file an application for me. He told me that it would succeed given his presence and my genius. True Yang Emperor sighed. The Primal Chaos City leader is the ruler of the virtual universe. Okay, he'll definitely succeed. Luo Feng, I've benefited so much from you. It was a piece of cake. Luo Feng beamed. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Deep in the primal secret region, the Thousand Treasure River surrounded the stars. Luo Feng was sitting on top of one of the palaces, and looked at the river from afar. He thought back to what the Primal Chaos City leader had told him. Luo Feng, this is the date when we'll know whether you can get the token or not. If it fails, you'll have to wait until you become an Undying. I hope it can succeed. I will succeed, said Luo Feng as he sat on the top of the palace with his legs crossed. Land of Inheritance, the sacred place of ancestral god school. How exciting. Time passed. Luo Feng was growing anxious from waiting. However, he knew that the seniors from all the 5 powers of the human race were negotiating the decision. Could they make an exception for Luo Feng? Could Luo Feng succeed? After a long while, Luo Feng heard a peaceful voice. Luo Feng. Luo Feng turned around and saw the Primal Chaos City leader holding the rugged stone stick. Luo Feng's heart missed a beat, as he knew the meeting had ended and a decision had been made. Luo Feng stood up and greeted him. Teacher. The meeting's over, the Primal Chaos City leader said. I can tell by the look on your face how concerned you are. Rest assured, because it's good news. The application was approved, and your identity as Blade River Emperor thrilled the masters of the universe of our race. They all think highly of you, and thus I don't need to put forth too much effort. Luo Feng was overjoyed. He didn't believe what the Primal Chaos City leader said, and was certain his teacher had pulled lots of strings. Thank you, teacher, Luo Feng said. I won't fail you and the other masters of the universe. Just don't fail the human race. The Primal Chaos City leader burst into laughter. The token will be sent to you in 2 days, and I've already told True Yang to come to the Primal Secret region to meet with you. You'll go to the Land of Inheritance together. Yes, teacher. Luo Feng was cheerful. Asterisk 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 asterisk. The human race was efficient, and the token arrived after only 1 day. Beast God Inheritance Token. Luo Feng started to examine the hexagonal metal tablet in his hands. There was a single-horned lizard sculpture on the tablet, which was the beast god of Blood River World. However, it was not as distinct as the one Luo Feng had gotten before, and it did not contain any lore. How marvelous the metal is. I've never heard of it. Luo Feng caressed the tablet and penetrated it with his spiritual force. The information struck his mind. It was the same as the one before. They even had identical coordinates. Truyang Emperor took off from Primal Chaos City immediately after Luo Feng told him the news and arrived at the Primal Secret region on the same day. Inside the transportation center of the Primal Secret region, Luo Feng was dressed in black armor, and Truyang Emperor in gold as they departed from their spaceship and landed on the boundless expanse of the Primal Secret region. Here, many transportation channels had been built for the purpose of Godly Kingdom transportation. Creatures here didn't need to fear the risk of discovery. "Teacher, we're far from the land of inheritance," Luo Feng said. "Do you have the coordinates of any nearby locations?" "The closest is 1 billion light-years away," Truyang Emperor said. "That far?" Luo Feng was startled. A distance of 1 billion light-years would take them a whole year to cross. "One of my servants has some coordinates. Maybe we can cut down on the journey by half a year or so." Luo Feng waved his hands, and a barbarian creature covered with scales appeared. It had a purple membrane on its face, and its appearance drew the attention of many powerful warriors in the area. Murmurs went up among the crowd. "It's Truyang Emperor. How is it possible that Truyang Emperor left Primal Chaos City? He actually left. Then who is the one with him? The man in the black armor? Could that be Blade River Emperor? Everyone says Blade River Emperor is Luo Feng, and we all know Luo Feng is a student of Truyang Emperor. This black-armored man standing with Truyang Emperor. Can you feel the force emanating from him? It could be Blade River Emperor concealing his wings." None of these individuals made any efforts to lower their voices. They deliberately let Luo Feng hear them in order to observe his reaction. Luo Feng and Truyang Emperor looked at one another. "They are quite astute," Truyang Emperor said, speaking to Luo Feng telepathically. "Your reputation precedes you." "It's not surprising that they've guessed it," replied Luo Feng. "Others already have. And rumor has it that my invaluable treasure is the silver wing. Besides, there are only so many powerful individuals within the human race, and everyone knows each other. It's little wonder that an earthling whom they have never seen before, who suddenly shows up with you, of all people, is the subject of suspicion." "You're in big trouble," Truyang Emperor teased. Luo Feng shrugged. It's not necessarily bad to be famous." He turned to his servant and said aloud, "Perform Godly Kingdom transportation." "Yes, master," said the barbarian servant. It started the transportation process immediately. A flash of aqua blue light surrounded Luo Feng and Truyang Emperor. In an instant, they saw a boundless world at the other end of the light. It was the Godly Kingdom of the barbarian race. Luo Feng, Truyang Emperor, and the servant all vanished. Asterisk 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 asterisk. They soon arrived at a quiet place far away from the territory of humans, a star in a remote region of the universe. "Disguising a ship as a star," said Truyang Emperor. "Your servant is very interesting." "There are infinite stars in the universe," replied Luo Feng. "The perfect disguise for any object." The teacher and the student flew out to the blinding surface of the star-like object. "How fast can your ship go?" Truyang Emperor asked. "In the dark universe, 72 times of the speed of light," said Luo Feng. He sighed. "I had one that was 10% faster, but it was taken away by a universe knight." "Ah, the Green Knight," said Truyang Emperor with a nod. "How reckless you were to tangle with him." They had spoken at length in the Primal Secret region, and Truyang Emperor had naturally asked Luo Feng how he had acquired the token. Luo Feng had briefed him, without divulging certain important information, about the events pertaining to his situation with the Blue Knight. "I have a ship that's 90 times light speed," Truyang Emperor said. He smiled at the look on Luo Feng's face. Finally, I have something to be proud of. 90 times light speed. Luo Feng was shocked. Truyang Emperor waved his hands, and a streamlined, shuttle-shaped spaceship appeared in the sky. It shone with lustrous golden plating. Master, came an elderly male voice from the spaceship. You're finally using me. I haven't flown in the dark universe for years. This is a metal life form, Truyang Emperor explained. I haven't let him out since I first arrived at Primal Chaos City. Come on, let's get in. The door opened, and Luo Feng and Truyang Emperor entered the spaceship. As soon as they were aboard, the ship surged forward, and they entered the dark universe, increasing to light speed in an instant. The ship's speed kept increasing after entering the dark universe. 89 times, 90 times, 91 times, oh, it can't go faster, the metal life form within the ship said joyfully. Suddenly, an image of a cute girl appeared on the control panel, and the ship's voice changed from that of an elderly male to a youthful, energetic female. Master is finally adventuring again. I have been so lonely. Luo Feng, in the middle of a sip of wine, promptly spat a mouthful all over the floor. Where she come from? Truyang Emperor glared at the control panel. Hey, weren't you an old man before? It's been hundreds of millions of years, squealed the metal life form. Is it really so surprising that I would transform? Luo Feng burst into laughter. Teacher, let's face it. Who among us wouldn't change a little over hundreds of millions of years? Truyang Emperor shook his head. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Interstellar travel was a boring affair. The scene outside the ship never changed, and life within the ship went on almost as unchanging. Initially, Luo Feng and Truyang Emperor exchanged some pleasantries, but after getting drunk, they both went back to their cabins and started training. At 90 times light speed, it would take 4 months to reach the land of inheritance. Inside the cabin, the body of the Mo Sho clan was present while the original Earthling body went back to the internal world and started to practice 9 Calamity Tome. Inside the internal world, on the boundless prairie, Luo Feng looked at the golden horned beast from afar. It's the third metal of 9 Calamity Tome, said Luo Feng, filled with delight. It really is a lot. The first 2 metals he had gotten before only provided him with the tomes of the first, second, and 5th calamity, and he lacked the tomes for all the other calamities. However, the third metal offered him the tomes of the third and fourth, thus, Luo Feng could practice 3 tomes consecutively. The first calamity makes my genes 3 times stronger, and the second makes them 6 times, he said. The third, 12 times. The fourth, 24 times. Luo Feng looked at the golden horned beast from afar. During the past 2,000 years spent in Ice Hell, the golden horned beast had already accomplished his goal. However, Luo Feng realized there was an issue. The golden horned beast's genes were 10 times stronger than those of humans. And now, after finishing the first 5 calamities of the 9 Calamity Tome, the golden horned beast was 480 times more powerful than humans. It was outrageous to even comprehend. Not even Docus, or Silver Eye, were more than 100 times stronger than humans. 480 times. Unbelievable. Luo Feng sighed. That means when I become an undying knight, I'll become 100,000 times stronger than a sector lord, while the beast can become 48 million times stronger. Many of the special life forms are not even that mighty. Special life forms generally had genes that possessed 100 times greater potential than those of humans, and even the weakest special life forms were 10 times stronger. A small number of special life forms were 500 times more superior. Only a rare number of them could be 1,000, or even several thousand times finer. The more superior they got, the rarer they were. There were quite a few Docus, whereas beast gods and mountain-sitting guest were one of a kind. I figured out before that the more superior one's genes are, the less effective Blood River is, said Luo Feng. The force of Blood River could make its right hoof 100 times stronger, and its entire body 10 times stronger. However, it's not omnipotent. It can strengthen humans and golden-horned beasts, but can it enhance beast gods? It is, after all, the essence of the blood of beast gods. The function of the force was obvious when the genes were at a low level. However, to individuals like mountain-sitting guest, it might provide zero benefit. The golden-horned beast had been practicing the 9 calamity tome for a long time, and it was already as powerful as a special life form. When the beast exercised the force again, the effect was significantly smaller. The right hoof of the beast is still stronger, said Luo Feng, but it's only twice as strong as the entire body. Luo Feng recalled that it had previously been 10 times mightier than its body. Clearly, the strength of the right hoof could not be improved further. Neither the 4th calamity nor the 5th couldn't improve its strength, as it had already reached its limit. Once the force is exercised, the constitution of the golden-horned beast's body will be 1,000 times stronger, Luo Feng mused. That's rare even for special life forms. I suppose I should be content. I'll keep practicing. No wonder 9 calamity tome may only be born by the Sky Soul crystal. Only one is qualified to practice it. Asterisk 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 asterisk. Luo Feng became more and more powerful by practicing during the course of the journey, and the true power of the tome gradually showed. 4 months later, Luo Feng heard Truyang Emperor's voice calling, "Student! Student! Come out! We're arriving at the land of inheritance." Luo Feng smiled eagerly. The land of inheritance. This video will end here.